Hello, folks. Welcome to the Crime Dog live stream. I'm your host, Johnny Furica, retired detective with the Rochester, New York Police Department after serving 30 years. I worked uniform patrol, undercover narcotic street investigations. I was a hostage negotiator for over 20 years, closing out my career with the fine men and women of the ATF, that is alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. It was a federal task force. Our main focus was violence and gun trafficking throughout these great United States of America. Sitting alongside me, you know who it is. He needs no introduction. He's a 22 plus year veteran, also a retired detective with the Rochester, New York Police Department. He was a legendary street cop. He was an undercover cop. He was a SWAT team member, homicide detective. D Sims 14, David Simpson. Welcome to the live stream, brother.
What is up?
Well, David, it looks like let's start off with what we know, right? What we know is you have a belt over your shoulder depicting, hopefully, the Crime Dog podcast being Rock Magazine's Best of Rochester podcast for 2025. Folks, if you haven't already done it, please get out and vote. Rock the vote. It's going to be a vote heavy episode. We've been doing a lot of podcasts. We've been doing a lot of in-studio stuff for iHeart this week. We've been on the mic pretty much for 8 days straight almost with podcast recordings and a whole bunch of stuff. But the most important thing, Rock Magazine. Go to rockcitymag.com and vote for the Crime Dog podcast. Dave, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just got home from hockey practice, wolfed down some dinner, and here we are. Shined up the belt, and we're on live.
Yeah, man, I love it. Well, folks, listen, we call these the DA teasers, the Danny Agnew, because you all know our super producer more than you know us. So Danny Agnew makes us tease. We're going to talk about some topics tonight. We're going to talk about Zoran, the Moron, Mom Donnie. We're going to talk about a little bit early voting. We're going to talk about the Geneva cops. They just can't get it right. And by the way, not the Geneva Police Department, because we got a lot of good people, a lot of my good friends, a lot of our supporters from the golf tournament, the Crime Dog golf tournament back in the day came from Geneva. So we love the Geneva guys. It's just a couple shitheads that got arrested for doing stupid things regarding drug abuse and dealing. We're also going to talk about some fun stuff that we're probably may or may not be dropping an AI video. The AI video, by the way, unfortunately did not come from our main man, Occupy. Occupy is a legendary listener. He's part of the Crime Dog army, but it didn't come from Occupy this time. But we're going to drop a little AI video. We talk about a lot of stuff today, folks. David, man, we've had a hell of a run. We've been
When you get up from doing shows and you don't take off your
headset.
and you literally yank it out of the wall or out of the microphone, you know you wear them far too often. I don't know they're on anymore. They're always on.
I know. We did a bunch of stuff for iHeart. We did a couple night shows for Bob Lonsberry. We did his day show on Monday morning. We had actually interviewed two, which I'm not going to get into it because David's sick of hearing about it, but we interviewed two county ledge candidates. One, we dropped the video, I believe, yesterday or day before. We interviewed her opponent. We interviewed Leslie Schilt last week, dropped a video this week. We interviewed her opponent, Debbie Campanella, and she's going to actually be dropped. The episode's going to be tomorrow, according to my earpiece, Danny Agnew. We're hoping to get David, the Democratic opponent, Ms. Jeffries. She ain't coming on. Wait, do you have inside trader information?
No.
What?
I just think I feel exhausted.
You don't think she's going to come on?
We're more than welcome to have her on. I just feel a little overstudied on Riga politics.
Oh, that's why you were shaking no.
Right.
Oh. I thought like someone reached out to you.
My ADD kicks in and I'm like, okay, I'm over this. Like, what's on the next channel?
Wait, can I tell you something funny? Legit.
Please.
So like we got a ton of listeners all over the place, thank God. And they're hysterical. So I forgot to tell you about this. I'm surprised I didn't send it to you. But I got a DM the other day because they heard us talking about Riga, and they actually heard you say you're fed up with the race because we did the two pods and and they called the live radio show, or you hit them with the throat cutting. And so and one of them said, hey, whenever you and David are available, I want you I want you to slide out to Riga, and we're gonna go to dinner.
Who
Dinner on
oh,
them.
who's out there?
It's not a politician, it's just a listener. It's just a listener,
They're in a
so
restaurant or is it a house?
well, it was somebody that I don't really know. I just kinda know them on social media, so it may be an assassination attempt. So it may be
That sounds fun.
lure us to Riga
Let's
to
go.
take us out.
Let's go. That'd be a
So
great pod.
you wear the helmet cam?
Oh, yeah. I'll wear the helmet cam. It'll be an interesting show. Johnny and David are almost lured into an assassination attempt.
I know, I love it.
I better not
So
miss.
so wait, so unbeknownst to me, you gave Danny the tweet of the week this week?
Unbeknownst to me, I don't know. I didn't send I send out a lot of stuff. I
He
didn't
said
know
he
that
said
I
he
didn't know
said
I didn't know it got voted tweet of the week by
well, apparently it
our
did.
supervisor.
Danny said
Sweet.
this is from Danny. Tweeter, U.S. Senator John Fetterman walking to work witnessed World Central Kitchen feeding federal workers in front of the Department of Transportation. Absurd it's come to this when our government should be open, pay everyone to hard work, feed everyone, open the government, country over party.
I really like the guy. I
I
do. I
do.
like the guy. Like, just that country over party. Like I like the guy.
But you know what's amazing? Here's what's amazing. And I don't know which stream or studio stuff we talked about. What's interesting about Fetterman is this is how dirty the Democrats are. They're so effing dirty that they literally, this guy was borderline. I'm not trying to be funny or disrespectful. He was a borderline corpse before he ran a few years ago. They literally propped him up, like stuck a stick up his ass so he could stand up straight. He had a bunch of medical problems, had stroke issues, whatever it was. And they all
I
went
think
out.
that was a medical issue. He had a stroke.
Yeah, and they all went out to Pennsylvania, including Obama,
Yeah.
and they were like, "We got to keep this seat no matter what." And I'm like, Jesus, this guy can't even talk. He can't read. He can't.
Do you know who he beat?
Yeah, Dr. Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who I thought was gonna.
I thought he was gonna run over top of him.
Yeah. So did I.
But the point that I want to make is, I love the fact that they propped him up. Who they realized he was like literally almost halfway to Bartolomeo's to the funeral parlor. And now that he's having some rational thoughts and being a rational dude, not just because he's siding with the Republicans, but because he's being rational and articulate about why he's siding with them. And now they're all over him.
The first part of that I find very ironic. Isn't it seem like it's a move for the Democrats to prop someone up that's barely alive in order to
Yeah, right,
get them into office
right.
or keep them into office? Seems like
Yeah,
a page right out of the Democratic playbook.
yeah, I know.
But he has done a 180, if you will, and completely sold me. I was a big critic in the beginning because
Yeah.
he was not all there, but he's there now, and I like everything about him.
And listen, even my point is that I don't give a shit what side you're on, right? But that's how desperate they were not to lose seats. They literally pulled out every stop and that they had. They pulled out everything, every gun in their arsenal, just to make sure that they didn't lose that seat. It was amazing. And he literally was in bad shape. Danny, what do we got next, brother? What do we got next, Danny? Hit it. Oh, geez. David, so this idiot, this is a cop. This is another Geneva cop. Look at him.
I'm never a big fan. How do you feel about cops and beards?
Well, hello. Oh,
Like,
wait, on the job?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Listen, you don't even want to know my opinions. First of all, now that we're here, let me just say this.
I'm asking your opinion.
Okay. Uniform cops, no bueno. I don't like it. I want them clean shaven. I want them in their uniform. I want them looking good. Okay. I don't really give a shit about the boots being shined, but you should be presentable. Because even though I worked the ghetto in the hood, my uniform and everything that I never wore any of my medals, never wore anything except my name tag and my badge. That was just how I ran.
Street cops don't wear medals.
That's right. But I never did any of that. But I always looked sharp. I always looked presentable. My boots weren't shined. I mean, I wasn't a military kid. You know what I mean? I was just a ghetto cop. So that's how I rolled. I do not like beards for cops. I don't. I want them clean shaven. I don't even like mustaches because
Preach.
I don't even like mustaches. Yeah, I don't. I'm not a big fan of that.
I'm
Not a big fan of
100%.
it.
I never liked it. I don't I'm one of the worst things. I think it does, and I know this is not gonna be popular among the rank and file, but I think there's something to be said from a clean shaven military look. You go and now you could sell me on a detective wearing a suit and
Yeah.
having a well groomed beard or mustache, goatee.
Yeah.
But when you're in uniform, I think you should be clean shaven unless
Yeah.
you're obviously on the SWAT team or doing some type of tactical stuff where
Or your
you're
undercover shit that we did.
right.
We
Of
had beers,
course,
goatees. I had all kinds of stuff. Anyways, yeah, I don't like it at all. But anyways, this nitwit, his name's Nathan Jacone. He was arraigned Tuesday. He's the fourth defendant in the case of the former police officer Michael Tapscott. Tapscott was accused of selling drugs on and off duty. By the way, what a loser this guy is.
what they charge him with?
These charges stem from blah 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 criminal possession. It's the same thing. Sale
Sale
with
fifth.
fifth, yeah, sale fifth with intent to sell.
Man,
You know,
they like their Adderall out there in the
yeah.
Geneva
When
land.
folks, for those that don't know, basically criminal sale of a controlled substance, there's different varying levels. Usually the higher the charge, in other words, like fifth, seventh, that means it was not as deep of a charge. When you get sale or possession first, one, those are big deals. Possession second, sale second, those are big deals. Now, again, we're not critiquing what these guys should go down. I don't give a shit for these guys should be out anyways. But these guys, when you're doing a sale fifth or a sale, a sale fifth, criminal possession seventh, those are smaller amounts of drugs. Even it's very important. I'm not trying to diminish these idiots for not going and getting locked up because I don't give a shit what happens to these guys because they tarnish the badge. But at the end of the day, they're going in front of Ontario County
But
DA Callanan. Wait,
yeah,
I thought she was at Wayne County.
she is, but you can't. Everyone's conflicted out.
Oh, this has got to be a typo then because Callanan's in Wayne County, right, David?
Yes, she's
Yeah, Ontario County was Jim Ritz,
right.
who's yeah. So
Um,
she's trying the case. She's
correct.
trying the case. Yeah.
She indicted it.
Must be a
Uh,
typo. I can't believe I
the
caught that.
an excellent job.
Thank you, David.
Um, yeah, it is funny
Horrible.
though when you sit here and I'm trying to use the wording so people understand what I'm trying to say. Anyone that does something to get you fired from the job that's criminal, I have
Uh,
nothing for.
nothing.
However, when people like Michael Dowd with the NYPD and stuff like that got fired, at least you went back and was like, damn, that dude was all in. He was robbing dope dealers, selling kilos, like doing home invasions. Like
Yeah.
if he was going to be a criminal, he went like full criminal.
Yeah.
Like these guys, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like there's no folks, there's no money to be made, real money selling a fifth, a sale fifth amount of any drug. There's no
Yeah.
money to be made. It's ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
now you're selling sale first, you're selling, basically in possession of kilos and selling that type of stuff. That's like
Big
selling
money.
gold. Yeah, that's big money. But
You know, guys I grew up with that can't stand cops, but obviously they love me because we grew up together. They always used to say, Johnny, we're happy you're a cop. We love you. We hope you're safe, blah, blah, blah. Don't ever embarrass us, toe the
right,
line. But if you are going to make us proud and you're going to steal, make sure you steal a Brinks truck.
right, right. Like you know what I mean?
That
Like if
was
you're
a
gonna do it,
that was a rah-rah speech coming from my friends,
the old neighborhood.
the old neighborhood guys I grew up with, and from the city where and they were like, "Hey, listen, man, whatever. We don't we're sided with you because you're a cop, you're our guy. But listen, don't steal." Like they were basically telling me, "Don't be stealing $10 and get
Right.
fired. Make us
Well, that's
proud and steal Brinks
right.
truck."
That's these guys were stealing $10. I mean,
Yeah,
stealing
right.
nonetheless, but like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
It was like remember you used to get a guy in the back of your car who was selling weed, and he'd be like, and I had a certain partner at the time, and he'd be like, "Real men sell cocaine, all right? None of this weed stuff."
you know what's so funny, man? You talk about David. You talk about the different types of sales, the different types of. I heard you, Danny. Just hang on one second, my love. Um, you know, you talk about the dope. You talk about kilo dealers. A kilo, folks, is 2.2 pounds of cocaine mainly. That's kilos and heroin are basically talked about in the metric system. All dope is pretty much in a metric system. But however, David, one of the, and I say coolest because we, Marvin Patterson, who was a great undercover. I worked undercover with him. He worked for Baxter. Now he's one of the higher up bosses in the sheriff's department. Marvin was a great undercover. He was a great UC. He did a case. He was undercover in one of the hotels. It was just supposed to be for a little bit. Marv moved up the ladder, went up the ladder. Next thing you know, he's doing, he's buying some weight meaning large amounts of cocaine, not at the kilo level, but this guy swings by and does a delivery one time, and it was off of Hudson Avenue. We're all out there on surveillance. We thought it was just going to be a buy walk, right? Buy walk, folks. What we mean by that is you buy the dope if you're an undercover, regardless of the amount. You walk away, you arrest the guy later because you're building a case against him. Well, we followed the guy that brought Marvin's dope dealer the product. Now, Marvin's dope dealer was a big dope dealer. The supplier was even bigger. This guy just did it as a favor, right?
Whoops.
Yeah. We end up hitting this guy's house that night. And we got a couple kilos, and he said he just ran out. But I tell you that story because I went in the box, I went in the interview room and interviewed this dude for Marvin. And David, when I sat there, now you and I interviewed and interrogated many dope dealers that were hood, right? Hood. I mean, ghetto dope dealing gun runner dudes, like bad dudes, right? I tell everybody it was the most fascinating interview that I ever had because if you blindfolded anybody and you talked to this guy in the interview room, you would have thought he was a white dude from the suburbs. And it was a black guy, right? Dressed to the nines. No baggy pants, no Nike sneakers. He had a Hugo Boss sweater on. He had the belt. And he was in shape. He was dressed to the nines. Looks like he's just stepped off a runway, right?
Is he Jamaican?
No, he wasn't Jamaican. He was a straight up black dude.
No, wow.
Yeah. So when I interviewed him, he was literally telling me how he got into the dope game. He's like, listen, man, he goes, real dope dealers like me, he goes, we don't sling. He goes, all those little punks that you see on the app, he goes, they're all selling my dope and they don't even know it's me. This guy was a legit dope dealer. And when I continued to interview him, he told me that this is going to sound cliche. He goes, I swear I was just literally, I had about 6 more months in the game, which they always say that, right?
Right,
But
right.
I actually believe this dude. He goes, I wanted to get out. I wanted to move to Florida. He goes, I'm looking to buy this house. Like, what kind of house? I mean, it was like basically what would have been a mansion. This was 25 years ago, right? But he talked about it, the way he talked and getting out. He got in the game because a dude that was at his level liked him, right?
Put him on.
Put him on. So he plucked them from the minor leagues, jumped over all the street dope dealers because he wasn't on the dope. He goes, here, I'm going to teach you how to run the game from up here. He taught him the dope game, and he was in the game for years. No one knew who he was. No one. He had a bullshit job just to keep everyone, just to do a W-2. He explained it all to me. He was
Did he flip?
He did flip. Yeah.
Hell yeah, he flipped. I could have
Yeah.
told you he flipped just from that conversation. That dude,
Yeah.
he wasn't playing that game.
Yeah, he flipped, man. He was shitting his pants. Never been in trouble before. It was a wild interview. It was probably one of my most favorite interviews because this guy was literally a legit upper level, like kilo guy, dope dealer. And he was cool to talk to, really wild to talk to. Danny, I'm sorry, brother. I heard you in the cans, and you want to pop some messages to us? What do we got here? Awesome show, guys. Live in Geneva. Moving pills is fool's gold. Tough enough being allowed. Yeah, man. We believe you, Railbird. That's a great name, by the way. Railbird. That's true.
Yeah, anyone that's selling does not deserve, obviously, to have a badge.
Ha, Gina's all for a cop with a beard. No, we don't mind the cops with a beard, just not when you're in uniform. Ha, from a chick's perspective. Yeah, figures. Gina 9000. That's funny. Yeah. So,
This
anyways,
Gina, this is Alaska Gina?
no, it's a different Gina.
Oh,
That's G Money. Here we go. Fire guy. Yeah, man, we agree with you, fire guy.
yep.
By the way, fire guy David still got my fireman's hat. I think he's holding it hostage. Wayne County. Yeah. Yep. Wayne County. That's our girl, Christine Callanan. She's She's a rock star, man. These guys better watch out because she's got it going on. She knows what she's doing. She's a very smart cookie. Had a bunch of cases with Christine back in the day. Richard Plukas.
Oh, there's a
Oh,
legend from back in the
there
dope
he
game.
is. That's my man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good to tie
I
it.
believe the most dope ever put on the table at one time, at least during my career,
Was it the famous one with
was
Otto and the boys?
yep, Richie Palookas prosecuted the case.
Yeah, that
I
was
think it was like 60 keys.
yeah, was that was Otto and Sergeant Smith, right? Those guys?
I the one I was thinking of, I think involved Norby and
Yeah,
Otto,
Norby, Eddie
yeah,
Torres,
Eddie
Otto.
Torres, yep.
Yeah, and
Joe Solario with the checkbook in
Joe.
his back
Come on,
pocket. Just,
Holmes. Hey, Holmes.
hey, Holmes.
Come on, Holmes. That's awesome. Rich Palooka is locking in. I love to see that,
Just
man.
so people don't know, Richie Palookas was a hockey guy and is a very good lawyer
Yes,
and
sir.
was a very good prosecutor, and
Yeah,
all
one of
the
the
cops
best.
loved him. Yep.
Yeah, one of the best. What else you got there, Danny boy? Just rolling through our stuff. What do we got? Oh boy, what do we got? Oh yeah, look at this. This is Monroe County. So we interviewed two county ledge, like I said, Leslie Schilt for County Ledge 12. That's the area in West Henrietta, Riga, and Wheatland. We also interviewed her opponent, Debbie Campanella. And this, what's this? Is 5 days now. They're in 5 days. They got almost 13,000 ballots in
Is
Monroe
that a
County.
lot or a little?
It doesn't seem like a lot to me. But then again, it's an off year, David.
I
It's
don't
a
even know what
non-president.
the turnout's really low though. I mean, you look at
Well,
turnouts
it's
even.
always low in the midterms, you know.
That's right. 12,000 kind of seems high to me.
Wait, it's not even the midterms. It's not even the midterm. It's only a year away from the midterms are next year. Yeah, it
Right.
seems low. What else you got, Danny? You got the main one after this? Yeah. This one's kind of interesting, David. Maine and Texas, they got some key things on the ballot. I want the listeners to listen to this one. So Maine is proposing significant change, requiring voter ID for all ballots, limiting drop boxes to one per municipality, restricting absentee voting, despite these being increasingly popular voting. But the initiative is supported by prominent conservative group. Basically, it's voter identification and verifying voter
I
and
mean,
getting the fraud away. You know what I mean?
of course, like it's so ridiculous. Like what a, I mean, that you have to show ID.
To get in the BJ's,
I mean, not
to
you
get
got to
into
show ID.
Costco.
The amount of places you have to show ID is just crazy. I think when I take my kid to altitude to jump on the trampolines, I got to show ID.
Yeah. How about when you check out at Century Liquor? Got to show your
No,
ID.
no, I'm too damn old now. They don't even make me.
Oh man, they validate me every time I go.
Stop. You look 107.
You kidding me? I'm 55. Look like I'm 38. I act like I'm 18. Get it with it, David. So, anyways, the Texas Republicans, they're also pushing constitutional amendments to clarify U.S. citizens only vote, and they're basically targeting non-citizen voting. But obviously, the Democrats are opposing all these changes. I mean, this is the kind of stuff David. When I read this stuff, it really seems like Lucy and Charlie Brown with the football, with Trump and other, you know what I mean? It seems like the Republicans and conservatives are basically baiting the Republicans, and the Republicans just jump off the dock every single time,
You mean the
and they
Democrat?
move. I'm sorry, the Democrats. It just seems like the Democrats are just jumping off the dock, and then they yank the fishing bait away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is crazy that
It's
this is even
ridiculous.
an issue. It is shocking, and the insulting thing is they go to this minority card where like, oh, it's hard for people to get IDs and to get around to get IDs, and then you see people interviewing minorities in the inner city, and they're like, everyone has to have ID. Like the police stop
Right.
you, you need to show ID. We have New York State IDs. We have, there's a number of different ways to get different photo identifications, and to insinuate that people cannot come up with a photo ID that's legit is crazy. It's crazy. It's insulting, actually.
Wait, I got to tell you this right now. So you know how I'm in multiple text strings, right? So I'm in a
I,
text string.
I thought you were only in a text string with me.
That's what I tell you, David. However, I'm in multiple text strings.
I've been cheated on so much. My
I'm
heart's
in a text
broken.
string with the Fed guys, right? You know our Fed boys.
Mm.
So obviously, it's a mix of Fed and RPD detectives, and mostly it's hysterical memes and stuff like that. But this one, I got to read it because I just got it. Aide to Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey busted after allegedly having 8 so the aide to her allegedly busted after having 8 kilos of cocaine sent to the state office building. And then the Fed guys jumped in because they must have some inside trader information. They're saying it wasn't 8 kilos, it was 21 kilos.
Oh my god. Well, let me split it. Let's say it's 10 kilos. You're talking
This is hysterical.
you're talking $400,000 worth of cocaine.
Whatever the street value of 1 key is right now, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 40
Oh,
grand. No, 30 grand.
you're saying it's like
Yeah.
20 some grand, yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying it's like if you got 10 kilos at
Oh,
40,
10 kilos. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
deeper in the article, it says multiple parcels containing 21 kilos of cocaine have been seized by Massachusetts State Police. This is hysterical.
Yeah, so it's just under $1 million worth of cocaine.
Yeah, and then when you divide it up too, you're talking street value?
Oh, well
Yeah,
over that. Or
well over. Once
stretch
you
it out,
cut it
make it
up and oh,
right.
man. By the way, how ballsy is that dude? And by the way, let me see if I can put my picture up. This is the dude right here.
Let
Can
me
you
see
guys
this
see
guy.
him?
It's hard to see with the glare. Is African American gentleman?
There you go. There he
Dude,
is.
that guy's never been in jail. Look at the traps on that guy. That guy's throwing some weight. Guy made the weights cry a couple times.
How funny is that? He
Guy
had
doesn't
it
even have a
sent to
neck.
he sent it to the state building. That's unbelievable. And
He
by
should
the
have
way,
had him send a neck in that with the kilos. Guy has no neck.
oh man, that's great. I
Need a
can't believe they
neck.
just they don't even know we're streaming right now, but that's hysterical. Uh anyways, this is just common sense stuff, David, and it seems like everything that they present to the Democrats, it's a swing and a miss for the Dems, and it sounds cliche us bashing the Democrats, but it's like they can't get out of their own way, you know?
I mean, they're so dumb. Like every softball that it gets tossed their way that they should find common ground with the Republican and be like, yes, this is one thing where we can find some common sense, common ground on. They drop the ball on it
It's a
every single time. Like even this getting the government open and running. Listen, we'll argue the merits of different legislation after we open the government back up. I mean, anyone could come to that like, let's just open it up and then we'll debate
right.
healthcare issues and all that. But let's just make sure people are getting paid. Let's just open it up. Nope.
Well, the
Democrats are going to die on the Hill.
Well, it's the the continuing resolution. It's the same thing that they voted on already before. It's just they're just being assholes about it. You know, the
Right.
one it's almost like their house is on fire. Trump brings the fire truck, attaches the hose to the Kumasikam there,
Yeah.
and
Fire hydrant.
to the
Yep.
hydrant,
See, that's what we know, fire guy, about fires. We know
and
how to put
they
them out.
stand up and go, "No, do not put the fire out in my house." I mean, this is exactly what they're doing. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Danny, what's the next talk back? What do we got for us tonight? What do you got? Oh man,
Oh, this guy.
Zoran the moron. This guy's like herpes, man.
I like to
The
knock
gift
his
that
smile
keeps
right off
on.
his face. What a
Oh,
smug.
it does
He's
have.
so smug.
You know, it's funny that you said he does have a smug smile. That little, yeah.
Every time. Imagine having to you're gonna have to look at that for 4 years because these dummies.
Yeah. Well, I gotta tell you what. Did you see the rally that they had at Forest Hills? Isn't that where they have the tennis match? He was in New York City. Had a huge
Flushing
rally.
Meadows.
Okay, so he had a huge rally. I think they said Forest Hills or whatever it was. I saw that's what the tagline was. But anyways, he had this huge rally. There was thousands of people in the stadium, and AOC showed up, and Bernie Sanders showed up, and sitting right behind the main stage was these two Muslim guys with whatever Muslim hat they wear, and it's just unbelievable, man. It wasn't a New Era cap. Wasn't a Travis Matthew.
Was it a fitted?
It was not a fitted. Well, it was fitted, but it was definitely that little
Oh my
whatever they wear,
god.
that little the towel that they look like my sisters did when
Gosh.
when we were on Block Street when they got out of the shower. They used to wrap their towel and then tie it up and put it in their head. That's what it looked like.
I've
But
always been fascinated at how women can get towels to stay.
yeah, I don't know how they do it. But this guy Zoran, apparently the DOJ is looking at him, David, because they say that his
Because
campaign
he's a
accepted
fraud.
13,000 from 170 foreign donors. Now that's 13 G's isn't a lot of money. But they say that he's getting a lot of money from some foreign people, which you know who these foreign people are. You know what I mean? It's not my relatives in Italy from Rome, from my wife's side of the family, sending this guy money. You know what I'm
Really?
saying?
Where do you think it's coming from?
Oh, I don't know. Let me think about it. Maybe the same dudes that got the same head wrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's
Same Muslim helmet?
this. I mean, but it's unbelievable. You know what's amazing though? What's this is how desperate they are on the left. They're so desperate that they see a guy that got traction, regardless of what's coming out of his mouth and what he plans on doing, and they back him. They jump behind him because, like, literally, this is the only thing they have right now.
Johnny, they're backing a guy that has, Nazi tattoos on his body.
I know.
I mean, they backed a guy that was half dead in office.
I know.
They backed a guy, like you just said, that had a stroke that couldn't speak when he was running for for office. I
Yeah.
mean, they have no give a shit when it comes to their
Yeah.
credentials. If you have a if you're the Democratic nominee, there you could be a serial killer and they'll back
Yeah.
you.
100%. Listen, 2016, I'll tell you right now, was a kick in the nuts for the Dems. With they when Hillary lost that, they thought it was in the bag so much. Literally 3, 4 months before she stopped campaign rallies for herself and was going out and doing stump speeches for other candidates because that's how arrogant she was. That's how arrogant the Dems were. And Trump was humping and humping and humping, especially those swing states, you know.
Wh
And
Whether
they're
you
never
li
gonna lose again. That's why.
right,
They're nuthurts from
right.
2016, you
Whatever
know?
you feel about Trump or Hillary or anything, if you appreciate irony and the underdog versus the superpower type
Yeah.
thing, I mean, there in my lifetime, that is easily one of the top 3
That's the
most
biggest upset ever.
shocking 80 hockey team still top, but, like, 80 Olympic team beating the Russians, but that's number 2. Like, the look on people's faces when that happened and the silence from
Yeah,
Clinton, I mean, it
yeah.
was yeah. How she I would try she didn't kill herself.
I love the fact that you equate one of the most significant monumental elections that literally saved America to the 1980. And by the way, when they beat the Russians, it wasn't even in a gold medal match, it was in the semis, and they
Yes.
ended up beating Sweden, right, for the gold.
They lost 19-1 like 3 weeks before at Madison Square Garden.
Right.
Herbie
Well
Brooks
well
gives the greatest speech ever in sports history. You kidding me? It was
right.
professionals versus amateurs.
Yeah.
It was college kids versus the greatest Russian line ever.
Ever.
Krutov, Larionov, and Makarov. I even know the guys.
You
And they
what say
beat
their
them.
name?
Krutov, Larionov, and Makarov. And they all played in the NHL. It was fantastic. The greatest sports upset, and also had
Yeah.
political connotations oozing out because it's the height of the Cold War.
Yeah. Cold War. Yeah, that was a great
Let's
thing.
go. Let's go.
Well, plus Herb Brooks had the great speech. He mentions Rochester, New York in the speech,
Yeah.
right? I
Like we're
love
playing
it.
another
Hey,
throwaway game up in Rochester. That's the line.
yeah, that was the line. So, David, with this Mondami character, Zoran the Moron, I never talked to you about it. What are your thoughts on Curtis Slua, the guardian angel dude staying in the race? You think it was a ball bust for the Republicans?
I don't think it was the right thing I couldn't have done that. Like,
Yeah.
the only shot they had to save New York
The
City
city.
was a bow out. I would have done it reluctantly. I wouldn't have probably backed Cuomo,
Yeah.
because that's Adam said that's going a bit too far, but I would have just said, "I gotta do this for the betterment of New York City to have
Yeah.
I can't live with myself and sleep at night knowing that what if I didn't? Because clearly everything shows that he's not gonna win, and it does show that if it if he did bow out, it would certainly be at least interesting.
You know what's amazing though? How the tide has turned in 5 years. I mean, literally, come on. Cuomo's such a D-bag. And literally, when you have people like us saying, hey, you know what, man? He's the best solution for New York City. He's still an arrogant D-bag, even as he's going to lose. This is unbelievable. But yeah, I don't disagree with you. I had the same stance.
When
But yeah,
Cuomo is the right choice, it shows you
you
how
know how dire the
horrific
straits are.
right, right.
You
We
know
have
how
a
dire
really
the straits
bad
are.
guy that could be it if that's the choice.
That's unbelievable. Danny, what do we got next?
Zoran the Moron. Love that name.
Oh,
One of
Hawkeye
one
Tech.
of
What
my
do we got? Zoran's a
one
joke.
one of my better
All right, let's go. Let's drop some comments. What do we got? Fire guy. Remember when they all need? Yeah, yeah, yeah. 100% we do. That's a good line, brother. There's our guy. They bat the guy that treated an intern. Leave it up to Occupy. There she is. I did not vote for
Uh,
Trump or Hillary, but just Bill Clinton was willing to risk it all for a good time.
no, I got a valid question here.
Yeah,
I will challenge whether Roster Rant was old enough to even vote. I mean, she's probably in her early 20s, right?
she
Or
looks very young. Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know how she is.
I
I mean, young, like not she's not 12, but
no, but
we're old, so
yeah,
yeah, she looks
yeah.
young to us.
When you're 52, someone that's in their early mid-20s is a
Yeah,
child.
uh, yeah. But that's a great that's some great lines. But the thing is, David, they're literally off their rocker. I mean, I'm not trying to extend this pod any longer than we need to, but man, they're in dire straits right now. Danny, what's next, brother? What do we got? Let's do it. Oh yeah, hang on. Occupy's gonna love this one, folks. For those that don't know, President Trump received a replica historic golden crown from South Korean president. I'm not gonna butcher the name. It was sweet. Here's the video that we got. Go ahead, Danny. Look at it.
Right on. He don't
I am the king. Let's head home.
A few moments later.
I'm back, bitches. Bow down.
Danny, that's
uh,
awesome. Occupy I don't know when you jumped on, brother, but we were saying the teaser, we were like, "Hey, we got a video for you," and unfortunately, it was not made by our man Occupy because he Occupy does some great
you know
AI
what I
stuff.
love is that Trump trolls the Democrats and, like, the people that hate him,
Yeah,
but what I love so much
yeah,
is that foreign leaders who
yeah,
wanna get in with Trump troll all of Trump's enemies by taking things that he has talked shit about
yeah,
and giving them gifts, like,
yeah. Right,
you know what I
right.
mean?
They gave him a crown. They gave.
Right,
Oh man, they're going
right.
nuts. They literally are going nuts. Hakeem Jeffries, was it Hakeem or was it one of the other? I forgot which one it was, but I mean, literally on the news today, he's like, "Yeah, doesn't care about anything, doesn't care about anything." He's more concerned about Hamas. He's more. Well, hang on a minute. All your crazy protesters were talking about Hamas in Palestine and the genocide for I can't tell you how long, and they were protesting in the streets, and now this jackwizzle comes out and's like, "Oh, all he's talking about is Hamas, doesn't care about the American people." Like, come on, man, pick a lane. Pick a lane.
I mean, that guy is such a fraud. The
Yeah.
best meme ever was when they put a sombrero on his ass and played the music. That was the best.
Daddy, do our favorite part of the show because this one seems to be coming every week. But folks, what you don't know about what we're about to show you, David had a full part in what's going on in this next video. David, hit it. Hit it, David. Ready? Here,
Got
look
it.
at
Got it.
you're unbelievable with the controller, David.
Oh, I can play some PlayStation. That's all this guy's doing. Greatest job in America. I could do this. Zero right in on this mother. Bang.
Hey, that's a fishing boat, David, with 100
And
kilos in the
it's
front of the
gone.
bow.
Then it's gone. I'll drop another one on it. Bang. Watch this one.
Look at this. Kinetic energy right there. Straight up power. Look at this. David, you were unbelievable with that controller, bro.
Can't mess with me.
So,
I told my son, you like playing video games? I'm like, you could be the guy blowing up the fishing boats in another 15 years.
you know what's amazing though? Like we talk about, man, that the guy blowing up that boat could be like sitting in some basement at some military base in Oklahoma,
Oh, 100%. I would
patrolling
be
it.
shocked if he wasn't.
Yeah.
I literally they showed a thing on 60 Minutes. Granted, I know I watched 60 Minutes. He literally had like an older joystick than this one, and he was literally dropping drone bombs in the Middle East from Nevada with one of these controllers.
That's crazy. The thing is though, is I am that's the one thing I'm happy about relative to technology, right, David? Because we have the ability to not put boots on the ground, planes in the air, boats in the ocean or in the open sea, putting our guys and girls at risk. I love it, man. I'm glad we're doing what we're doing, and I hope we keep doing it. And by the way, Hexteth had a great line. Rubio had great lines. Like, yeah, listen, man. At the end of the day, you deal dope, we're gonna kill you. I mean, that's like it's not some machismo thing.
That's a deterrent.
Yeah, when you have leaders, when you have the Department of War telling everybody in the world, "We will kill you."
Right.
Okay? When was the last
And
time?
then wait, and then you kill their buddies? Like,
Yeah,
you start killing them?
right.
That's a really crystal clear message.
But when was the last? I mean, literally, I mean, obviously, prior to Trump, everything was politically correct, let's dance around
Never. It's never
things.
been done.
You know what I mean? I mean,
Nothing
you knew
nothing like it.
shit happened behind closed doors, I got that, but they're literally standing in front of a camera telling the world, "America's back, don't fuck with us, and by the way, if you do, we're gonna kill you."
We're gonna kill you, we're gonna videotape it, and we're gonna play it on every major news station, and we're gonna take credit for killing you.
Yeah.
And
And
our
by
source is so good that we're gonna get pretty much every boat,
Yeah,
and we're gonna be able to tell you how much is on the boat,
right,
and you're still not gonna be able to figure out who the source
right.
is.
And I'll go one step further. I don't know if I said it at the studio the other day or if I where I said it, but props to our main retiree, Glenn Purcell, who was on Twitter, who said, "Oh yeah, they're fishing boats," because I didn't see one bait box, one fishing pole hanging over the side. They're all fishing boats.
I fish and I go on the bay with my son, and we got 3 fishing poles. I got my backpack with all my tackle stuff in it. He has to fish with worms because he has ADD like his dad. He needs to catch a fish every 4 seconds. So
Right,
he has worms. We have a net. We have all this stuff. Okay,
right.
these guys are on the open sea in a fishing boat, and they got nothing. There's no pole.
Nothing.
There's no
There's no pole. They're
nothing.
just jumping in and grabbing it. They're fighting with the shark like they're
Right,
Aquaman.
right.
It's just, you know what just kills me though? And we talked about this at nauseum, but this is my favorite part of the stream because once a week they're blowing up boats in the open sea. And listen, like we say it all the time, love Nancy Reagan, love the Reagans, the say no to drugs, that didn't work, you know, ask Rich Plukas. You know, everything that America has tried to do has not worked. Finally, we got a guy that's closing up our borders, so dope is not coming in through our southern border. They're locking up the northern border. Now we're blowing stuff out of the sea, you know?
Yeah, no, 100%, and I love it, and I wish they would take it to Mexico. I wish they would hammer the cartels in Mexico.
Yeah,
You
by the
know,
way,
enough.
Occupy is so funny. I forgot about that Occupy, you're right. Yeah, they hit a sub and they said, yeah, they were fishing from the sub. So
No, they didn't.
dumb.
They
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
really?
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
exactly. Yeah, 4 200 horsepower what do they call 'em? Outboard motors on David's canoe.
I know.
Yeah, they got those, but it's just that what's amazing to me though, I gotta wonder, you know what I mean? I gotta wonder, and I have to. We say it all the time. They're on the dock getting ready to pull out of wherever country they're coming from with all this dope. Going, I mean, are they doing like straw shoot? You know, ace dookie tray, they flipping cards, they're shooting down like,
I think they're
who's getting on
making
the boat?
I think they're making people they don't like on the boat, and if
Like,
you
literally, like, you're getting on the boat at gunpoint.
yeah, and if you make it, you can stay in America, you're good, and if you don't, then you never knew what hit you.
Well, out of all these vessels that they sunk, I think there were, like they destroyed, like, 14 vessels. It's funny because it said 13 strikes, 14 vessels, which you mean one was a two-bagger. One of the kinetic strikes was a double whammy, but they said one guy survived, but Mexico.
X button got stuck on my joystick, and that's why we double
So
banged it.
you double bang. You hit A, B, C, shift up left.
You obviously don't play video games. The
I
X
don't.
button
What's that
got
do?
stuck. That's the shoot button.
Oh god.
So if you get stuck down, you just keep shooting missiles.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you play video games and you advance through 2028.
I have a 10-year-old son. Yes, I participate with my child. We
Yeah,
play.
that's the reason why, David. Sure it is.
Yeah.
Okay, Rance is saying Vance Rubio 2028, the only Republican ticket I would vote for. I tell you what, there's a lot of you know who's picking up a lot of steam right now, and people may not like him, is that Nick Fuentes kid.
Nah.
He is. Oh yeah, that kid, man. He's on a lot of. I think Candace, which is Danny's girlfriend.
Oh,
I
she
think
lost her
Tucker.
mind. Don't Brett. She's
Tucker Carlson. He's on
I'm not a
of.
Candace fan. Anyone that's watching Candace right now, she has lost her marbles.
You're gonna lose your feed right now. Danny's gonna knock you
It's
off.
all right. It's all right. If I was not screaming in my ear. You know who I like for know who the sharpest guy in the room is to me?
Who?
Rubio.
Yeah, he's sharp. He's very articulate too.
He's sharp, and he just has that like don't F with me look on his face. Like it's I don't mind JD Vance. I like everything about him. He seems more like the puppeteer, like the great VP guy.
Yeah.
Rubio, if that dude was 6'2", he'd
Yeah.
be the man. I think he's like 5'6", so I think that's why he loses a little steam on that. But he is sharp.
Well, I'll tell you,
Sharp guy.
some people are saying one of the variables that helped Trump win was when he went into that VP debate with Tampon Tim. You know, and he
Vance,
just
you're saying
yeah,
Vance?
yeah.
No,
When JD,
he's great, and he is personable. There's just something almost cool, calm, collected. Like
he trolls people too.
Yeah, but he doesn't do the funny slapstick stuff that JD Vance and like Trump do.
Yeah,
He more has like that smirk on his face, like I'm gonna get you. Like I don't know. I'm down with him. He's like a gunslinger.
He's like the guy that sits in the corner of the room, and you're like, I wouldn't mess with the guy just sipping on his vodka straight with no ice, warm.
Right.
When he's
very quiet, not saying a word.
He's looking over the top of the glass.
You're like, who's that guy?
Who that guy is?
Yeah, I like Rubio, but if JD Vance was the nominee, I would have no issue.
Yeah, I think it's got to be like that, right? I mean, I don't think they're going to have a convention where they're going to have to pick between Rubio. I think these guys got it dialed in, and I think, the way Trump constructed his cabinet, I think the way it's going to be is, I think that they're going to kind of stay in place. I think the only weak link out of the cabinet, only because she seems unsure of herself, is Pam Bondi.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, I think Pam is
not a huge fan, but
yeah.
I don't think Rubio is going to be a VP.
No,
because he just seems more like he's secretary. Like he's very powerful now, and he's doing multiple jobs within that cabinet. He's working JD Vance has his own job, but like Rubio's like running stuff. Like he's got a much more important position than JD Vance, and for him to then go and be JD Vance's number 2, I don't know. That'd be like taking a step back. I think it's got to be either Rubio or Vance, and I don't know if Vance would go and be VP for a second term. Maybe.
I don't know. Who knows?
Not a bad gig. I would have no problem being VP. I would actually prefer it.
Yeah, you're in the game, but you're not in the game. Exactly. You're in the game, but you're not the starting quarterback.
Yeah, it's like being an assistant coach, which I am. It's beautiful. I have zero responsibility, but yet I'm still a coach and can dabble.
Well, folks, there you have it. That's our live stream. Again, rockcitymag.com. Please post it on all your social media accounts if you can for us. Send it, blast it on your Facebook. Encourage your people to vote.
Come on, Occupy. Come up with some algorithms.
So we can get Best of Rochester on the final ballot. For those that remember when we were talking about this for the last couple months, that was just the nomination. We got to the nomination. We're in the top 4 vote getters in the nomination. So we went forward. Now there's 4 podcasts in Rochester that are up for the best podcast of Rochester. So go to rockcitymag.com, please. Share it with all your friends and family. Get everybody to vote for us. It would be hysterical if we won that, David.
I just noticed, though, I just had to say one thing. It would be hysterical. Our girl Arlene just chimed in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Vance Rubio ticket in 2028 would be unstoppable.
Oh,
I don't think Rubio's got it in him to be number 2 right now. I think he's too powerful, but maybe.
I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe.
David, you got anything else? Any last words for the audience before we get out?
No. When's the last day to vote?
I don't know. Danny might know that.
Danny?
Danny's saying he thinks it's the end of November.
It's coming up, folks. Pound it. Pound those.
Pound the pavement.
Pound the pavement. Get us nominated.
Well, folks, that's it for us on this Wednesday night. We thank you for joining us. Thanks, Fire Guy. We will see you next time. We thank you for tuning in to the Crime Dog live stream. We hope you stick with us for future episodes. Like my brother-in-law Frankie Grassi says, if you can't make it, who cares?
Hoorah.